Remember that the structure of the Constitution, the separation of powers and federalism are not mere matters of etiquette or architecture, but are essential to protecting individual liberty. Structure protects liberty. Those are the words of Brett Kavanaugh, our new Supreme Court Justice. Before I continue, I want to take the chamber back a few hundred years. In the trenches of our Revolutionary War, when our men and women in uniform were fighting against an oppressive power, a monarchy, a government that did not work for the people, they said, we are going to fight and die. We are going to put ourselves through harsh winters. We are going to cross rivers and fight for a nation that respects the will of the people, and we are going to set that up in a constitution, in a framework of laws that make sure that no one entity, no one person, no one branch of government will have superior powers to the other. That in everyday course of events, there will be a judicial branch, a legislative branch, an executive branch, that each shall have their own powers. These are the things that those men were fighting for when they put their lives on the line so many years ago. When there was a division in our nation and the Civil War erupted, there was a belief that we needed to fight for a unified America, and that belief was centered around...
Representative, I respectfully ask, I have extended some latitude, but I respectfully ask you speak to the bill at hand. Chair recognizes Representative Rabhi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm trying to outline that our nation is built on the concept that the separation of powers is important. And throughout our history, we have seen the importance of this emerge in the conflicts that we've had, and our brave men and women in uniform have fought for a nation that has protected this Constitution, that has upheld the basic tenets of our state and federal Constitution. One of those basic tenets, Mr. Speaker, is the separation of powers. And what I'm trying to illustrate is the idea that we fought against a monarchy so that we would not let any one chamber have too much power. And what this bill, speaking to the bill, Mr. Speaker, does is that it robs power from one branch and gives it to another. It consolidates power in the legislative branch. It is inappropriate, it is unacceptable, it is, quite frankly, against the spirit of our Constitution, and I think is contrary to the spirit of what all of those brave men and women in uniform fought for when they were fighting to defend this nation, its liberties, and the concept that we deserve to live in a free society. So as Brett Kavanaugh said, when we're talking about protecting individual freedom, the construct of our Constitution is of utmost importance. I urge a no vote on this bill because it defiles the basic premise of who we are as Americans and what we as a nation believe in and what our Constitution says. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.